Hello everybody and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you're all okay and I hope you're all staying safe and well. Today is Thursday, so we all know what that means, that it is weigh day. So how did I get on this week? Oh, I actually gained half a pound. What? Here's the thing, okay, and this is the understanding of a few things here, and I think this is a really interesting one. Whether you calorie count, do Weight Watchers or Slimming World, it doesn't really matter which one you do, but I think this is a really important thing to understand. At the moment, as I said last week, I am struggling big time with my hormones. I'm going to put a picture up and show you a picture of me yesterday. Okay, so you can have a look at that. That was me yesterday. I was at the doctor's on Monday for some tests and I am in hospital on Wednesday next week for some more tests. So I'm hoping to get to the bottom of it all. But hormones play such a big part in any part of our lives. But when you're dieting, you know, it can impact it even more. So, you know, really you need to understand how your body works. And I think I have always said this, whether it's been on Instagram or Facebook, or I think I've even said it on here. You know, you can't lose weight every week. Don't expect to lose weight every week. And if you do, that's a bonus. And I also do believe that you should look at your weight loss over a period of a month, not weekly, because weekly is too short. There are too many variations, like hormones, and your body will have a natural cycle. At the moment, my natural cycle is coming every 2 weeks, so it's absolutely killing me. And, you know, I've just got to live with that until I can get to the bottom of this. I've been in calorie deficit all week. So in theory, I should have lost weight, but I know what is causing this. And I also know that if I stand on the scales 3 hours from now, I'll be a different weight. I know if I stand on the scales tomorrow morning, I'll be a different weight. And I know 3 or 4 days from now, I'll stand on the scales and I will have lost weight. So I'm not paying that sort of great importance to the numbers on the scales. And I think that is really important to understand, that through the day your weight fluctuates, through the week your weight fluctuates. When you get weighed, you are that weight at that day and time. Stand on the scales 4 hours later, you will be a different weight. It is that simple. And that's why I always say the scales are not the best measure of success. They are a part of it, but we shouldn't base our whole journey about, you know, how much we've lost on the scales and all of that. There are bigger things. And for me, as always, it is my health. I'm still struggling to get back into exercise because I just don't have the energy, which is another part of this hormone thing. When I look at the bigger picture and I look at, well, you know, how am I doing in a month? Well, I always look at it this way, that Dr. GP's recommendation is to lose half a pound, £1 a week. So if I lose £2 in a month, happy days. If I lose £4 in a month, even happy days. If I lose more than that, great. But the issue is we expect so much more from ourselves. Losing £2 in a month is actually bang on track for weight loss, sustainable weight loss, which is the other part of this. You know, you can't keep losing huge amounts of weight every single week. It is just not possible. You know, you just wither away to nothing. So, you know, you just can't do that. So I aim through a month for sort of that £2 a month. That's in my head. Anything more than that is absolutely brilliant. But where I am right now with my life and this hormone issue is, it's really kicking my butt. And I'm just going to have to live with it. There is nothing I can do about it. I've ate all the right foods. I've portion controlled my foods. You know, everything has been done that I can physically do. And regardless of whether I've exercised or not, I still should have lost weight. So that's what happens with hormones. There's nothing you can do about it. So I've had some really great meals this week. So these are some of the positives. I've had some really great meals. I've ate some really great food. I'll put some posts up so you can see what I've been eating with the calories and the sins attached, so you can have a look at them. And, you know, I've ate really well. I've had a really productive week writing my cookbook, and I feel really good about myself, apart from the hormone issue. We'll take that to the side. But I do feel really okay. You know, I feel mentally positive and I am okay. So I think for me, that is the win. So I'm not even listening to the scales. They can go back in that corner and, you know, they can go and sort their lives out as far as I'm concerned, because they're not coming out for another week at least. Might even skip a week, who knows. So that is my feelings on weight loss this week. But I am upbeat about it and not going to let it get me down, because if I start getting into that mindset of, oh my God, I haven't lost weight this week, I'm going to, you know, go and face plant the chocolate and God knows what, that's just setting me up for a bad week. So the scales have said it's a gain, fine, whatever. You know, it isn't going to detract from me staying on plan, and that is the key. If you've had a gain, don't let it affect you. Look at pictures of how far you've come since the start. You know, look at what you've been eating through the week. Look at the good times you've had with your friends and your family. You know, look at the clothes that you can now get into. Look at all the positives. Forget the scales. Very easily said, I know. But, you know, just try not to place too much emphasis on the numbers, because they're not the best measure. That's it, simple as. So that is my roundup for my weight loss this week. So what else has happened? I'm going to answer some questions that I got from the calorie counting video I did last week. And what happened was people were sort of a little bit confused about healthy extras. Okay, so in Slimming World you have healthy extras. 1 healthy extra B, 2 healthy extra A's. In calorie counting, there is no such thing as healthy extras. Food is food. All food has a calorie. So, for instance, I will still have 1 healthy extra B. Don't call it that in calorie counting. I just have some bread and I just calorie count it at those calories. And 2 healthy extra A's. I may just only have 1, and that might be some milk in my coffee. But it is just milk. It's not a healthy extra. If I decide to have another piece of bread, you would sin it in Slimming World. In calorie counting, it's just another calorie to add to your daily calories. If that's how it works. So there are no such things as healthy extra Bs. And the other one that got confusing was people were trying to run sins alongside calories. You can't do that. They don't correlate. So you can't actually say 100 calories of that is 10 sins or 5 sins or whatever it is. You can't do that. I learned that very, very early on with calorie counting in Slimming World. You either have to do calorie counting or you do sins, but you can't do both, okay? And you really need to understand that you've got to let go of the sins side of things and just trust the process. Quite difficult to do if, like me, you've been following Slimming World for a long time, but basically you've got to let it go. So if you decide to take the plunge on calorie counting, forget all about sins, okay? You've just got to do it. Just take that leap of faith. I promise you'll be fine. And the next one was portion control. As always, I do portion control slightly different. I get my dinner plate here, this wonderful white one. And what I do is, on Slimming World, we say that 1/3 of your plate should be speed. So you divide your plate into 3. So speed food, speed veg, carbs, pasta, rice, chips, proteins, chicken, beef, tuna, whatever, cheese, whatever, eggs, whatever. I don't do it that way. What I do is I try to visualize a different thing. And I think this really, really helps me as well, because my portion controls were horrendous before I started with calorie counting. So what I do is I split the plate down the middle. 50% of this plate is, if it's a meal, then it's vegetables, or if it's breakfast, it's fruit. Then I do quarter, so I have carbs in this quarter, pasta, rice, chips, whatever. And in here, lean proteins, chicken, beef, whatever it may be. And that is how I divide up my plate to control my portion. And I think it is a great way, if you are struggling with portion control, it is a great way to just try and keep that in your mind, because even if you fail at 50% of your plate, if you fail at 50% of your plate being vegetables, you're back into 1/3. But if somebody says 1/3 and you underestimate it, you're already under. And with the Slimming World, that 1/3 of vegetables is really important, because it puts you into natural calorie deficit. But if, like me, you love your food, it's quite difficult, and it's really tempting to have that extra spoonful or 2 of pasta. I've done it. So try and go for half of your plate vegetables or fruit or whatever it may be, whichever meal you're having. And that is my top tip on portion control. And as I say, I'll put some pictures up so you can see what I've been eating. I do tend to do what I call sharing plates, which are usually 2 portions, but to be quite honest with you, out of that this week my appetite has took another dip, and I haven't even been eating half of that. You know, I've been eating sort of a third of it and given Graham 2/3 of it because my appetite's not been too great either. So that is my roundup. That is it for today. Next upload will be Saturday, which will be a recipe. I'll probably have a great sort of fake away weekend recipe for you. Sunday will be a more family orientated one. And on Tuesday next week, I'm hoping to have a Tesco haul for you because we've not done one of them for ages either. So that is the plan. Let's see if we get there. And that's it for today. If you've got any questions, please drop them below and I will get back to you. And I will catch up with you very, very soon. Bye.